The average 5K is completed in 30 minutes. The average marathon is completed in 4 hours and 30 minutes. The average Ironman is completed in 12 hours and 30 minutes. At World's Toughest Mudder, 24 hours isn't just the average completion time. It's the only completion time. World's Toughest Mudder is the culmination of the 2013 Tough Mudder season, which hosted 52 endurance events for nearly 700,000 participants spanning 3 continents. Each Tough Mudder obstacle course covers 10 to 12 miles and features 20 spine-tingling obstacles built to push participants to their mental and physical limits. Not a race, but a challenge. Tough Mudder events are meant to test all-around strength, stamina, mental grit, and camaraderie. However, the World's Toughest Mudder is an altogether different beast. It's a competition where elite mudders take on a mind-numbing, non-stop 24-hour battle against a 5-mile mud-coated course with 22 military-style obstacles. The winners, the male, female, and team that completes the most laps in 24 hours.
My wife said I needed to take a holiday earlier on in the year. I don't really do holidays too well, so I thought, well, if I'm going to go somewhere, I might as well do something. This seemed like a pretty crazy idea.
You've been waiting for this for a long time. You are our 2013 World Toughest Mudders. Begin your race!
1,100 mudders hit the course with passion and dedication only familiar to mudder events across the world. But this time, each passing step, each deep breath taken, and each helping hand brings them closer to the 24-hour mark. The men's competition is off to a high-paced start. A newcomer, Knut Huler, establishes himself as the pace car and leads the men. Knut is a 30-year-old triathlete from Germany and a member of the Brooks running team. Currently, he's in control and has the resume to prove he can maintain it. Another new face isn't far behind the German. Ryan Atkins, a 26-year-old elite cross-country mountain biker and trail runner from Ontario, Canada, is on Knut's heels after the first few laps. Jung Young Pak is far from a new face. The 2-time defending World's Toughest Mudder champion and current record holder starts off a bit behind the pace, but this is familiar territory for Pak. In 2012, he had to come from behind with a methodical and unrelenting strategy to capture the victory. In the women's field, Deanna Blake, last year's runner-up, is running like she's got something to prove.
Yeah, really excited to be here again, a bit more prepared and, just really excited to get going, actually.
Deanna sets the pace and by her 25th mile is more than 3 minutes ahead of the second-place woman.
I'm used to pain and deprivation, so it's a good race for me.
Maggie Thorne, a 32-year-old from Nebraska, is currently in second. The 2013 team competition features a strong field. 2 teams hail from the nation's most prominent military institutions. The Army-Navy rivalry is historical and bragging rights are on the line. Sons of Poseidon consists of 4 midshipmen from the Naval Academy.
We're all in the same company, so that's how we met.
They get off to a strong start and take the lead. 4 Horsemen, a team made up of 4 West Point cadets, don't take their rivalry lightly and have something to prove. Hailing from the Northeast, 3 AM Waterfalls have run several tough mudders together and currently sit among the top 10 teams.
3 AM Waterfalls. Here we go, we got 24 hours.
With a new 5-mile course, many mudders pit just long enough to grab some energy, hydrate, and head back out.
Much warmer than last year. There's people who look like they're dying.
You can pit more, and it doesn't seem as daunting to go out there for another 5 miles. But also, it's more repetitive. Instead of doing an obstacle 10 times, you're going to have to do it 20 times.
The World's Toughest Mudder allows mudders to test their personal limits, but teamwork is still essential to get through the course.
Nobody's just going off, everybody's stopping, turning around and helping each other over obstacles and stuff like that. Then we move on and go our separate ways. It's really cool.
As the sun begins to start on its westward course, the current leader, Knut, decides to change into a fresh wetsuit in preparation for the upcoming evening battle.
But at the moment I'm much faster than I planned, so maybe I can do more than 100 miles, but I don't know how it will be during the night.
So what are you thinking about? What are you gonna do?
Just running. Just keep on running.
Atkins is in pursuit and approximately 5 minutes behind the German. Perhaps the most experienced runner on the course, Pak maintains a steady pace and continues to move up in the rankings. Deanna Blake maintains her uncanny pace and increases her lead with every passing lap. She still resides in first after 40 miles. Sons of Poseidon and Four Horsemen have been neck and neck all day, each unwilling to let the other best their efforts.
We got 20 miles. It's been tough. We got a long time to go. So.
What about sleep? Out of the question? Or?
No sleep.
No
Sleep, you die.
No sleep till bro.
You sleep, you cramp.
Yeah,
you stop, you cramp.
Darkness falls on Raceway Park, and mutters begin to prepare for their toughest test. The cold night ahead.
It's starting to get cold now.
I think the hard stuff is going to come in a few hours.
Hanging in there.
The team competition is the one to watch.
We've got the top 3 teams are literally within a couple miles of each other. I've got Four Horsemen on lap 11, completed 51 miles. Sons of Poseidon, last I checked, was in the pit, but ready to go out for their 11th lap.
Well, I'm sure it's going to get more difficult throughout the night. You know, the mileage starts to wear on you.
Four Horsemen are from the Army from West Point. They're the ones who just took the lead from Sons of Poseidon, who are all in the Naval Academy.
We're definitely indoctrinated from the time we get to the academy to try and outperform Army. Go Navy, sir, beat Army, sir. It's definitely a very strong rivalry. 3
a.m. Waterfalls also completed 10 laps in the pit, but just behind Sons of Poseidon, ready to go out for an 11th lap. We'll see them probably push each other really far.
Even the most prepared athletes can fall victim to injury. A member of Sons of Poseidon can't go on due to injury. They're unable to continue onto their 11th lap. The men's competition takes a dramatic turn as well. Knut injures his ankle on the obstacle Berlin A-frame, bringing his world's toughest mudder to a premature end.
He had completed 9 laps, was going out for his 10th lap, had such a strong lead that he was still on the leaderboard hours after he had to call it quits.
His departure opens the door for Atkins, who strides into the lead on mile 45.
I heard that Knut broke his ankle or something.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
No stops?
No, not in the plan.
Pak runs into 4th place on his 45th mile. Knowing the reigning champion is still on the course, Atkins can't afford to falter. The night replenishes Blake's body and focuses her mind.
Oh, this is going to sound weird, but I love the feeling of being completely physically exhausted. You know, I'm not really a sprinter, so I like long or like tough events. The tougher, the more I enjoy them.
The Four Horsemen's lead is short-lived. 3 a.m. Waterfalls' steady tactics take them into the lead on their 65th mile.
That's when we train. We train at 3 a.m. when it's cold, dark, wet, and we're exhausted.
Hundreds of mudders were able to fight through the lonely night's freezing temperatures to hear the dawn's revelry blare over the loudspeakers of Raceway Park. This military tune invigorates those remaining to push themselves to the 24-hour mark.
What's it feel like sun coming up now?
I've never been so excited for a sunrise in my life.
You're a monster, man. Quote on.
Calm, cool, and collected, Atkins pushes toward the 24-hour mark. Pak's relentless. On his 17th lap, his pace actually quickens. He knows time's running out.
I got an hour and 8 minutes. So just try to
finish as fast as possible, which will put me just after 10 probably.
Blake powers through the dawn.
I've done 332 obstacles and coming up to 80 mile. So I'm pretty stoked with that. That's what I did last year. My energy's okay, my body's just sore, that's all.
She cruises through the finish line after 17 laps, completing 85 miles in 24 hours and 58 minutes. Blake's performance is incredible, and she finishes first in the women's group and 6th overall.
I'm really excited about where I placed. I came across here, with that in mind, that I did want to win it. So yeah, totally happy. And I wanted to get top 10, and I think I've got that as well. So all boxes ticked.
Maggie Thorne comes in 2nd place, completing 75 miles, and Amy Paget comes in 3rd, finishing 70 miles. In the men's competition, Atkins completes his 100th mile in 23 hours and 2 minutes.
100.
He opts not to head out for another lap. With Pack still in the fight, hope remains alive for the 2-time champ.
Feel pretty good. We've all got some sort of issues going on, but you just power through. You're there for one another. Great teammates, great camaraderie. Great guys.
3 a.m. Waterfalls team camaraderie can't be matched. They finish 80 miles in 24 hours and 43 minutes to earn 1st place and set a new World's Toughest Mudder team record. After an incredible effort, the 4 horsemen come in 2nd place, finishing 75 miles in 24 hours and 25 minutes.
We finished the last 2 laps, finished up 10 miles past the other team, got 2nd, so we're happy with that.
Determined to match Atkins, Pack pushes on. While Atkins patiently awaits the 24-hour mark. Pack runs out of time and can't match the Canadians 100 miles before the 24-hour mark.
I can't say enough about the quality of the contenders this year. They were rock solid. You can't help who shows up, and this guy showed up.
I don't know, coming to this race as an unknown takes all the pressure off. I was able to kind of focus inwardly. I just ran my own race.
Ryan Atkins is the world's toughest mudder. He beat last year's record by 10 miles with almost an hour to spare, setting a new record of 100 miles in 24 hours. His early lead proved to be insurmountable.
This year, 2013 World's Toughest Mudder, we had amazing world-class athletes show up, better prepared, better trained than last year.
Just at 50 miles. All the teamwork and spirit, the encouragement, that's what got me going.
I did my age, 50 miles, 50 years old, so that's an incredible feeling.
Last year I couldn't even run a quarter of a mile, and I went to 21 Tough Mudders in about 7 months, and I decided to come to Worlds to really push myself to see how far I could go, and I went from a quarter mile in a year all the way up to 40 miles this year.
We're only looking forward to 2014, and we can only imagine what they'll bring out for us next year.
In 2013, mudders from around the world pushed their mental and physical limits to the 24-hour mark and earned the right to be called a world's toughest mudder. Many crossed the finish line. Some even set new records. In 2011, it was 56. In 2012, it was 90. And in 2013, it's now 100 miles in 24 hours. But while distance records may continue to be set, World's Toughest Mudder isn't ultimately about miles. It's about time. It's about proving that even under the stress of 24 hours of non-stop competition, the Tough Mudder principles of courage, grit, and teamwork will never crack, never fail, and that the mudder spirit may bend, but never break. For those mudders who wish to put themselves to the ultimate test, World's Toughest Mudder is waiting.